Evening, people. Welcome to another Robscast. Sorry for not doing one in a few months, but anyways, today is actually our 10th episode. Congratulations, happy dancing. Anyway, today we're joined by
Back to Trainspotting.
and
The Great Eastern Train Fan.
yay. Anyways, let's move into the first topic, and that is updates on content. Now this might not be confirmed yet because we've got COVID, we've got the new COVID variant, all that rubbish.
Yeah.
Anyway, so updates on content. Unfortunately, Spotting Sunday will not continue until the pandemic's over, and that's whatever. But however, there will be a Spotting Sunday highlights video, because we have reached 200 subscribers. Yay! Anyway.
Oh yes. Once my channel reaches 6 years old, I might be doing a highlights video, which is gonna be like an hour and a half long or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you only care about hour-long videos. Anyway, so we've talked about Spotting Sunday, Robscast, that's still going to be going, just that it's not going to be that frequent anymore because me being in my GCSE years now, and yeah, pretty much. Yeah, bus videos, they're not going to keep going until the lockdown's over. Speaking of, we have got some lockdown bus spotting debate coming up in this podcast. Also, we do realise this is the only podcast to not be pre-recorded. A nice fact, isn't it? Anyway, I think that's it. Updates will be TFL updates will be at every 15 minutes, and news will be at every 30 minutes. Warning: mild or strong language might be included in the podcast. So yeah, just warning you lot. Because we've got this new scrolly thing. Anyway, moving on to the next topic, and that is game news. Now, as in game news, I'm talking about the games I make on Roblox, and that's two games. That's R and Air Link, which I'm going to have to talk about first, and another one which is way more popular than that. You gonna say it?
Oh,
Bananas. Anyway, yeah, that was actually kind of weird. Anyway, so unfortunately, R and Air Link is going to have to close soon. But don't worry, because that's not until July. Here's what we're planning to do. On the 9th of July will be the very last Class 47 all the way up to Ruhleben and back to Central Mid. That's going to be the last one ever. Chances are on the 1st of June, that might be the very, very last update of R and Air Link. And on the 10th of July, the last trains will be running. So, yeah. And on Bernardo's, version 1.5 will not be releasing until we reach 5k. Yes, 5k. So expect quite a few busy days on there. Anyway, now we move on to our next topic, and that is bus tender updates. Now, tender updates. As far as I'm aware, if I get my phone out, as far as I'm aware, Route 69 is going to be going over to Go Ahead London on the 1st of May. So all of this stuff I'm saying right now is happening on the 1st of May. Route 69 will be going to Go Ahead London from Tower Transit with new Enviro 400 electrics. Now, because this is our first time doing tender updates on Robscast, we're going to have to be expect a few slips, should I say?
Yeah.
So, what? Go on.
One thing that I heard is that my local school bus is transferring from Go Ahead to London United at the end of the year.
Yay. Anyways, so as I was saying, Route 69 will be going from Tower Transit to Go Ahead London with new Enviro 400 electrics, which also means no more virtual electric Enviro 400 MMCs. I'll say this again. On the 1st of May, not only the 69 is going to go ahead with new electrics, those virtual electric buses on the 69, they are no more. They won't be scrapped or anything. That's a good thing. But the thing is, they apparently according to George on buses, they're going back to Alexander Dennis Limited. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Also on the 1st of May, 28, which coincidentally is going from Tower Transit, but this time to London Southern, using X139 Gemini 3 B5LHs. So basically these used to be on the 139 before they went over to Metroline. Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that.
And also in May, my local bus route, they're getting up their Metro Link.
Ooh.
Well, it is planned to be in May, but could be later, could be earlier. It was intentionally planned to be later this month, but they pushed it back to May, and could be pushed back to a couple more months.
Anyways, as I was saying, also on the 1st of May, routes 3 to 8 will be going from, you've guessed it, Tower Transit to Metroline using B5LHs from the 7. Yeah, it's going to be a bit sad though, because where are those 16 plate buses going to go? That are on the 328 right now. Also, apparently, Route 173 will be getting new Enviro 400 EVs, which will also mean that the loaned RATPs that have been on the 173, lucky I filmed one of them, they will be going back to RATP. So it's basically a similar story with Stagecoach buses running on the 20 when it was handed over to CT Plus.
Okay.
What else?
The 315, which is a route that isn't far from me, will be transferred down to Belio.
Yeah.
328 will be towards Metroline from Cricklewood.
Yeah, so we're only doing all of May, that's all.
Yeah, E1, which is a childhood route of mine, is going to London United with E400Hs, which I think are the same buses that they have with Bellion, which are E400Hs, could be MMCs, and E9 will be moving on to Metroline.
Okay. Anything more?
And chances are, later this May, my local could get up to Metroline. Or it's planned. Could be earlier, could be later.
Anyway, so all of the bus tenders we're talking about are all heading, are all in, they're all meant to happen in May, and yeah, they're all happening for May. What else was I meant to say? So they're all for May 2021, and well, apart from the 173, the 173 getting new Enviro 400 electrics, that's in well, that's to be confirmed, but that might be either in February or March, and chances are very high there will be 21 plates. Yay! Anyway, moving on. So we've got more tenders for May. What else have we got? You've also got the 687 retained by Go Ahead London Blue Triangle from River Road that's in Barking, the garage with existing Alexander Dennis Enviro 400 on the 1st of May 2021. Also, what's happening in May is Route 481. Oh, hello. Route 481 will be awarded to RATP. So basically, on the 8th of May, routes 481 and E1 will be going to RATP. That's either London Southern or London United. And route E9 on the 29th of May will be going to Metro Line. E1, so 481 is 8th of May. E1 will be E1 and E9 will be 29th of May. And finally, as Max said earlier, Route 200 will be going with Metro Deckers. Anyway, that's it.
About the E1 and E9 thing.
Go on.
I already said E1 and E9.
Yeah, and that doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway, let me just put you there. There we go. So now it's just about going to quarter past. So let's go for some TFL updates. So service updates at the moment. We're just waiting for it to hit quarter past. So until then, talk random crap.
Hello.
Goodbye.
I've just sped past Kilburn Park, and I think I was meant to stop there.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
What, is this Trainspotting World 2 you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, hello.
Well, very late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on.
I managed to get 120 miles an hour on the from Shankling down to right Spearhead.
Yeah, I bet that's... Now some people from my school are on there, which I did not expect at all. Anyway, some TFL updates. So there's minor delays on the... let me speak. Anyway, Circle Line. Circle Line. There's minor delays on the Circle Line anti-clockwise direction because of train cancellations, but there is good service in the clockwise direction. There's also severe delays on the District and Hammersmith and City lines. District line between Turnham Green and between Turnham... Okay, go on then. Without interrupting
right,
me.
You do Underground, I do National Rail then.
No, you just do this one, District.
Alright, so with delays between Turnham Green and Needham Broadway, whilst there is a signal failure at District Park, underground tickets are available on the buses and National Rail.
Right, let me say the rest then. So, Hammersmith and City, severe delays because of train cancellations. And what are the cause of train cancellations? I don't know. And also, London Overground reduced service until Friday 26th of February. Late evening weekday trains at 23:03, 23:33 and 00:48 from Liverpool Street to Chingford will not run due to staff shortage. Brilliant. And also, until Friday 26th of February, we'll temporarily be running a reduced services during peak times on weekday London Overground services to and from Bushhill Park and Enfield Town. There will now be 2 trains per hour throughout the day in place of the standard 4 trains per hour peak service. The following trains will not run: Liverpool Street to Enfield Town. I'm not going to say the times, you can check TFL for yourself, but nothing's changed in the chat. But anyways, so the times mentioned in TFL, they will not be running because of shortages of staff. And also, there's a reduced weekday service on London Overground between Richmond and Stratford. 2 trains operate per hour, so that's 1 train every half hour between Richmond and Willesden Junction, continuing to Stratford. 6 trains operating per hour between Willesden Junction and Stratford, with 4 of these trains an hour operating to and from Clapham Junction. And also, as expected, the Waterloo and City line is not running. And there's also going to be no night tube service this weekend. And also, planned closures on the TFL rail between Liverpool Street and Shenfield. Trains operating every 15 minutes. That's reduced service on TFL rail on the east part of TFL rail. There's also going to be a part closure on the Central, Metropolitan and London Overground railways. Central Line, there's no service between Bethnal Green and Epping/Woodford via Hainault. Use TfL rail connections between Liverpool Street and Stratford. Replacement buses operate. Replacement buses operate service CL4, Stratford City to Leytonstone, Snaresbrook, Wanstead and Redbridge. CL5 from Stratford City to Snaresbrook, South Woodford, Woodford, Buckers Hill and Loughton. CL6 is for Ilford, Ganshill, Newbury Park, Barkingside, Fulwell Cross, Fairlop, Hainault, Grange Hill, Chigwell, Roding Valley and Woodford. CL7 will be running between Loughton and Debden. CL8 will be running between Loughton and Baden Boyce. Reason why it's not running to Epping is because that's outside of London. Anyway, Metropolitan, there's no service between Chalfont to Latimer and Chesham. Replacement buses will be operating. Don't know why that is. Anyway, National Rail Services go on, Max.
Alright, Galgo Express, due to COVID, it's suspended. On the Great Western Main Line, there are minor delays between Exeter and Newton Abbot. This is expected until the end of the day. Minor delays on that route are Salford, delays and cancellation between East Croydon and Redhill and Gatwick Airport until the end of the day on Sunday, 14th of February. Now for Greater Anglia, at Saxmundham, disruption between Ipswich and Lowestoft until approximately 8. And for South Eastern, there are minor delays between London Bridge, at London Bridge until 19:30. Minor delays, buses were replaced between Tunbridge and Tunbridge Wells until 20th of February. Rest of the line seems to be good.
You done?
Yes, and all the river services are not running except for the Woolwich Ferry. And I'm done.
Anyway, so, hello Kareem, welcome to the podcast. Along with Ramesa and Ahmed, I know who they are, not you lot. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, moving on to the next one, and this is probably going to be the longest ever topic we've ever had on the Robscast, and that is debating on lockdown bus spotting. Now, there's going to be quite a lot of discussions about this. So, anyway, now with lockdown train spotting, as long as you're within the local area, it's fine. But the thing is, there's only one or two stations within your local area, and if you film from your flat or your house, it's easy to expose your location. So yeah, but lockdown bus spotting is more fun. Well, did I just say it was more fun? That was not what I was meant to say. What I was meant to say was, lockdown bus spotting is easier, and it is in your local area, so you could do that. Now, George on Buses has done that a lot, but please, for the love of God, do not blame him for lockdown travel, because that's in his local area. Anyways, yeah. What do you think, you guys? Can't speak.
I am one of those lucky people because I live in the Sutton Loop, and if you might be like, what's interesting with that? Well, in the Sutton Loop, the stations aren't that far from each other. It's about a mile down to Morden, so there's like 4 or 5 stations on Sutton Loop, and then I've got like Wimbledon, and then I've got like Ellsworth, which is like a mile away, and then Trainspotting, that's also a mile away. So that is pretty fun for me, and I've got a couple of landside locations that I'm going to put through for Thames and Cleves, and I've also got a Waitrose.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot more people joining. Most of them are from my school, which is pretty funny actually, because normally we do not have people from my school. Anyways, Aaron, what do you think?
Well, I mean, as you know, I don't live in London, so that's a big disadvantage if we return to like bus routes and everything. I mean,
it's a bus journey videos you're talking about. Yeah, so basically every bus stop is far.
I mean, yeah. I mean, with me, my local bus stop's about 5 minutes away. But it doesn't really bother me. If they want to do that, then they can do that. I mean, I don't mind what they do. That's them. I mean, with where I'm from, I'm near like Aruba South End area.
Yeah.
So I get.
Oh, someone's just put in there.
Apart from that, it's pretty dead.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Someone's
dead
just
where I am.
yeah. Yeah. Can I just say something first? Look at the chat. It's just a bit funny actually, because 2 people are saying that they're from China, and I don't really care, do I? Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you finished your debate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're saying is that as long as it's in your local area, bus spotting is alright. As long as you maintain social distancing, wearing face coverings, and what was I going to say? So face coverings, you must wear them. Keep 2 meters apart, and stay in your local area. Do not travel too far. Yeah. So if you see any rare workings, that's well, yeah. Anyway, so what was I going to say again? So let me say this again. So wear masks, keep social distancing, keep 2 meters apart, and do not leave your local area. So you have to stay within your local area. And the funny thing is, actually no, never mind. Anyway, whew, moving on to snow in the east of the UK. Now, this one's a bit of a weird one because recently.
Wait, 1 second.
What?
I'll just say something. I am one of those lucky people that has a pretty good laptop that has like a pretty powerful graphics card that I'm not gonna like experience any lag if I'm like doing any streaming or stuff. So yeah, if you're lucky to have like a pretty powerful laptop, you can do Train Simulator. And another thing is that there was a route master on one of my locals, and I didn't go on it because it was so confusing because it was going like Wandsworth and Wimbledon and Wandsworth and then yeah.
Speaking of route masters, the only route master, the only route master, the only the only 2 routes near me that are full of route masters in my area. Hello, Fred's Trains. Are the EL1 and the N8. EL1 being the East London Transit route, which, funny enough, is the only bus route in the UK, apart from park and rides and airport shuttle routes, to have 2 letters instead of the usual 1. So, like, for example, the X26, yes, it's an express route, but you do not get anything like the EL1, EL2, EL3, EL4. Yeah. And, yeah, so let's talk about the snow in the east of the UK. So, recently we've had quite a lot of snow. Aaron, your snow was pretty brilliant. How was it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mum and Dad moved their cars. Like the snow had gone into the wheels, so they couldn't move the car at all.
Yeah. I would not like to
my garden was mad. My mate lost his phone in the snow over at my local park.
Brilliant. Carry on.
iPhone 11, iPhone 12 as well.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing really. I mean, it just snowed for a lot, and I've just snowballed my mum and dad and hit Mum twice in the face, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Anyway, the snow for me, not a lot, but it was still icy.
Yeah.
What about you, Max?
In my area, not lots. Desperate. I mean, there was a bit, but not a lot. That's what I would say.
Yeah, it's a little bit the same with me. You lot, what do you think? You lot, what do you think of snow in your area? Type in the chat. What do you think? Anyway, Now we don't really have a lot to talk about, so we might as well just go to highlights. Well, highlights of the week. We're not gonna do highlights of the week yet, but let's just have a little talk first. Yeah, I know that's not one of the topics we're talking about, but I don't really care, do I? So let's just make it into like some sort of talking place, if one exists. So real quick, let me take that off. And now there's not going to be a single topic on there for a little while. Anyways, so, what do you think? What are we talking about?
Maybe we could be talking about any maybe highlights of the week, but I don't know.
Highlights of the highlights
Wait,
of the week
we're
will go into in a bit.
We're 1 minute away from the news. It's nearly half an hour.
Hello, Jamie. And I don't know who you are. Whatever. Anyway, carry on, Max.
But we are 1 minute away from the news.
Oh yeah, we're 1 minute away from some news from well, according to BBC News, because BBC News is the only one I trust. So yeah, so we're gonna be doing TFL updates, BBC News, and a load of bull crap. Anyways, so apparently, according to the BBC, coronavirus cases are falling, even though I highly doubt that, because the infection rate is still high. That's the thing. What do you think?
I agree with that, especially that they are extending lockdown, which is a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, and me as well, because it's just not good being in lockdown.
Yeah.
Aaron, you gotta say anything about lockdown?
No, not really. Been dead. That's about it.
Yeah, life is boring nowadays. Anyway, so TFL updates, we'll go through them again, but basically, minor delays on the circle line, and I'm going to say all of them, by the way, just all of the TFL ones. So minor delays on the circle line in the anti-clockwise direction, but there is a good service in the clockwise direction. Nah, I think that's going to be going bad as well, the clockwise direction. That's what I think. Anyway, there's also severe delays on the District and Hammersmith and City lines. District line between Turnham Green and Ealing Broadway, and Hammersmith and City line on the entire line because of train cancellations, which I don't know what's the cause of. Anyway, tickets are valid on London Overground because of the delays between Turnham Green and Ealing Broadway, because there's a signal failure at Chiswick Park. Reduced service on London Overground between Liverpool Street and Chinkford because staff shortage. There's also going to be a reduced service between Liverpool Street and Enfield Town and Liverpool Street to Cheshunt. And there's also a service, the 0843 from Cheshunt to Liverpool Street, that's also not running. All of this because of staff shortage. Now let me check the live chat.
And about the status update, West Tower is currently closed due to loose pavings, and Terminal 4 is closed due to, about National Rail, Maghull and Ormskirk has been reopened due to a following a welfare incident. Southeastern London Bridge, same thing. Same with Ipswich and Lowestoft. And there are heavy snow and icy conditions that are affecting some routes in Scotland. And there are disruptions between Exeter and Newton Abbot until the day. Buses replace late night, early morning services between Bridges and Brighton. There are a lot more to say, but some of them I can't really be asked to say because they aren't really relevant. For example, Eurostar that, isn't really running due to, or Galaxy Express, but Chiltern is on a revised timetable, cross country, same with that, no whole trains, and revised timetable for Caledonian Sleeper.
Yeah, and apparently, according to TFL, the Island Line's working.
Pardon?
It says that the Island Line's good service, when in reality, it's rail replacement.
And it's shut because of the 484s in
Yeah,
service.
they're modernising the line for 484s, for the 484 trains to run. There's also good. Apparently, there's good service on the Emirates airline. Riverbus, I don't really care about. Traffic. I forgot to mention that. There's closures on the A20 and A4. I don't know what's the reason for that, but there's also so there's closures on the A20, A4, Central London Red routes, South Circular, and serious delays on the A1, A2, A21, A316, and A406. I do not know what the reason is to them, but anyways, planned closures for the weekend. There's going to be park closures on the Central Line beyond Bethnal Green towards the east. So every station beyond Bethnal Green towards the east, no service on the Central Line. Rail replacement will be running. Metropolitan Line, park closure between Chalfont and Latimer and Chesham. Rail replacement buses will operate. And there'll be a good service on the rest of the... Oh wait, I forgot to mention. Reduced service on TfL Rail between Liverpool Street and Shenfield. Good service on the rest of TfL Rail. Go on, Aaron. What were you going to say?
Brady, I think that Brading or Sandown on the Isle of Wight is having its platform, having its platform 2 removed for a pass-around loop.
Anyway. Wait, so what are you saying again?
I think it's either Brading or Sandown, the passing loop is getting remade and it's like redone and everything, so it's going to be more space for the 484 to fit in there.
Yeah, even I was wondering where it was going to be. It was either Brading or another station, not Sandown, but a station similar to that. I think
Maybe Lake.
I think I'll stay with Brading.
Platform still.
Anyway, let's move on to highlights of the week, and unfortunately, I did not write the text on the top where it says current topic. Unfortunately, I did not write the text for that. Now that is brilliant. Hang on, I'll be back in a second. Yeah, ignore the fact that it says stream starting soon. And yes, I can edit that. Yeah, just bear with me one moment. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Anyway, so, highlights of the week. Not really the week, because we have not been doing any Robscast for like a few weeks now. So, that has already happened. So don't even try, because that's already happened. Don't even try about that. Anyway, so highlights of the week. What are your highlights of the week? I'm talking about. I'm saying you about Aaron. I'll say you. I'll say Aaron. Go on.
I just fallen asleep and listened to that.
That's brilliant. That's some brilliant news. What about Max?
I've made some progress in saving up money for the camera. Yeah.
Yep, and for me, snow! And dogs have come out on jailbreak. Anyway, yeah, so what should we talk about? Because we've actually left... we've actually got 33. No, not 33. 23 minutes spare. Maybe we should continue with bus tendering. So,
I need to say something.
what is it?
I find it funny how there are kids that are jealous that keep on disliking the videos. They're just so jealous of us, aren't they?
Yeah. Anyway,
Should we just
so
laugh at them? Let's just laugh at them for disliking the videos for no reason.
yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Anyway, so Aaron, you are going to be doing the National Rail updates at 19:45, and then we'll end it there. So should we talk about random crap?
Up to you, mate. Not mine.
Put your finger
Yeah.
down.
Oh yes, put your finger down.
I'm down. Finger down, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we've done this in the last episode on my birthday, but basically hang on. So what was I going to say? So put your finger down. You start with 10 fingers, and then you say put your finger down if you've done this thing, and if you've done that thing, put your finger down. It's literally in the name. Just tell me if that's not simple enough. Anyway, let's begin. So we'll go me, Max, and Aaron, and then me again, and then Max and Aaron, and then it'll repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Put your finger down if no, thank you. So put your finger down if what was I gonna say? Put your finger down if your local station is on Thameslink.
Right, put your finger down. If you
So
have.
hang on, how many fingers have we all got? Hang on, just checking. I've
10,
still got
start
10.
with 10.
9.
Start with 10.
Max is on 9 because his local line is Thameslink. Hello. Yeah, so Max, go on.
Put your finger down if you have over 180 subscribers on YouTube.
But so does Aaron. Not only I have over 180 subscribers, I'm literally on 200 here. Aaron has also got over 180, so both of us have to put our fingers down. So all three of us are at 9. Anyway.
Exactly, I'm on 190.
Same, I'm on 9.
I'm on 200, so I'm already over the 200 mark. Anyway, so Aaron, your go.
Put a finger down if, I'll make it easy, if you live near a London bus route.
Yeah, that's me and Max. So me and Max are on 8, Aaron's on 9. Now, my turn. Put your finger down if you don't live on the London bus route.
Right, that's me on 8 now.
Clever. Ooh. Anyway, Max.
Put your finger down if your local line is the London Tilbury Southend line.
And you know what that means in simple terms?
The C2C line that goes from London to Southend or Shrewsbury.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so from London to the South End to the bushes with shoes on. If that even makes sense.
Right, put your finger down if you live near a tramlink line.
Yeah, that's Max. So I'm on 8 and you lot are on 7. Now before we continue, let's look at the chat. Put your finger down if you have been on a Gemini 3. I have, so that's 7. Max?
6.
6 and Aaron?
7.
Yeah, so
7 and
me
9.
and Aaron are on 7. Max is on 6. Anyways, so now my turn. Put your finger down if your local bus routes has righty clips 3s,
No.
Nope.
and I don't. So that's a waste, pretty much.
Put your finger down
If
if. Put your finger down if your local bus. That the buses you take to school or from school are octa-ellipses.
that's
Okay.
not me. That's not me.
If you kept it to school, then yes.
Yes, it's to or from school.
Yeah, from school. Yeah. Right. 6.
Yeah, so Aaron's on
Well,
6, I'm on 7, and Max is on 6 or 5. I don't know.
I mean, I don't anymore though.
Huh?
I don't anymore. I don't take an Olympus to and from school anymore. I used to, but I don't now.
Right, so, Aaron, your turn.
Put your finger down if you live. If your local line serves if one of your local lines serves I can't think now. Does Parsons Green.
Parsons
Your
Green.
local line.
Oh, Max, you're unlucky.
Unlucky Max.
Local line is Thameslink.
No, I said if one of your local lines. That counts as the district line.
Okay.
District and
That's
Northern both count, so, yeah. Anyway, moving on to, what was I going to say now? Oh, it's 1945, TFL updates. So, TFL updates for me. TFL updates for me. Minor delays on the Circle and District line and severe delays on the Hammersmith and City line. London Overground has got reduced service and planned closure on the Waterloo and City line. In the weekend, there's going to be a part closure on the Central and Metropolitan lines and London Overground, reduced service on TfL, and there's still going to be no service on the Waterloo and City line. For traffic, closures on the A20, A24, A4, and A40 Westway, Central London Red routes, and the South Circular A205. Expected delays on the A1, A10, A12, hang on, let me say that again, I've just messed up. So, A1, A10, A12, A13, A2, A21, A316, A41, the Blackwall Tunnel, and North Circular, A406 and North Circular. A4, that's because of infrastructure issues. The city route, I don't know what that is. The A20. Wait, is that the A24? Oh, Central London Red routes. Whatever. Anyway, what else have we got to say? National Rail, Aaron. Yes, that's good.
Right, there's currently disruption between Muggle and Ormskirk because someone's been hit by a train. There's disruption between Ipswich and Lowestoft due to looks like a fire or something. There's heavy snow and ice conditions that are affecting some routes in Scotland. There's disruption between Exeter, David and Newton Abbot due to severe weather conditions. Buses are replacing late night and early morning trains in Three Bridges and Brighton. Delays and cancellations between East Croydon and Rosehill and Gatwick Airport until the end of the day on Sunday. West Midlands Railway does revised timetable. Buses replace trains at Tunbridge Wells until next Saturday. The disruption between Luton and Bedford until the end of Sunday. Disruption between Milton Keynes and Rugby to the end of today. There is reduced service on Greater Anglia, Sussex Express, EMR, SWR, LNER, South Eastern, Heathrow Express, C2C, Grand Central, Scott Road, Transport for Wales, Transport Express, London Western Railway, Avenue West Coast, Northern Gatwick Express, Eurostar, Merseyrail, Chiltern Railways, Western Railways, and cross country and colours and sleeper. There's no whole train services at the moment. Gatwick Express is currently suspended as well. And Grand Central is also suspended until. Grand Central was also suspended until 28th of Feb. Disruptions between Aberdeen and Dundee expected to end the service on Sunday the 21st due to repairs on the bridge. And buses replace trains between Andros and South Beach and Largs until further notice due to landslips. And that's it.
That's good. Anyway, we're just about to wrap up with the podcast, but real quickly, the BBC News. Let me just refresh. So we currently going live at the moment. According to BBC, there's still some plans to get the coronavirus down and eradicated. Even though it won't be eradicated in the world. Anyway, what was I going to say? I don't know. Max, you got any ideas? What about you, Aaron?
No.
Yeah, it's just coming up to 1950. Anyway, I think it's best if we go now. Thank you for watching. Yeah, thank you for watching the 10th episode of the Robscast. We don't. God knows when the next episode is. Yeah. Anyway, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for 200 subscribers. There'll be a Spotting Sunday highlights video along with Robscast highlights. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.